जय कुंज बिहारी।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद।
जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद।
जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव।
जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव।
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल।
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, निताय गौर हरि बोल।
हरिनाम संकीर्तन की
जय
जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की
जय
जय। गुरु महाराज की
जय
जय। वीरेंद्राज श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय
जय। शिव गुण कृष्णदास प्रभु जी की जय।
जय।
All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you all once again for joining our Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya daily Srimad Bhagavatam reading morning session. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Rajis and Madajis. Hare Krishna. So Thursday, Thursday we have completed chapter number 21. So today we will start with a new chapter. We'll start with number 22, name entitled The Orbits of the Planets. The orbits of the planets. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Dado Jayamudire. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhagdar Bhavati Nashtagi. Mugam Garodi Vachalam Bhagavundan Gyade Girim Yat Privadamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Sri Gurum Deenatarinam Sri Chaitanya Visharamam Jnana Dvidandasya Jnananjana Shalagya Chasharum Elidam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stavidam Yena Bhudale Swam Rupakadamihim Dadanti Subhadantigam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yudavadakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajadam Saghanate Gudadanidam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadudam Parijansalitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Vadan Sahana Yudada Sri Vishakha Nidamsha. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगलपदे गोपेश गोपिका कांदा राधा कांदा नमस्तुते तप्तकांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vachadya Deshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Hare Krishna. Sure. Welcome all devotees for our Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So today we will start with chapter number 22, the orbits of the planets. Hare Krishna. Raji, I will proceed with the introduction.
Yes,
Then,
yes, bro. Yes, please.
okay, thank you, Raji. Hare Krishna. In this chapter, the orbits of the planets are described. According to the movements of the moon and other planets, all the inhabitants of the universe are prone to auspicious and inauspicious situations. This is referred to as the influence of the stars. The sun god, who controls the affairs of the entire universe, especially in regard to heat, light, seasonal changes, and so on, is considered an expansion of Narayana. He represents three Vedas, Rig, Yajur, and Sama, and therefore he is known as Traimaya, the form of Lord Narayana. Sometimes the sun god is also called Surya Narayana. The sun god has expanded himself in 12 divisions, and thus he controls the 6 seasonal changes and causes winter, summer, rain, and so on. Yogis and karmis, following the Varnashrama instruction, who practice Hatha or Ashtanga yoga, or who perform Agnihotra sacrifices, worship Surya Narayana for their own benefit. The demigod Surya is always in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana, residing in outer space, which is in the middle of the universe between Bhuloka and Bhuvarloka. The sun rotates through the time circle of the zodiac, represented by 12 rashis or signs, and assumes different names according to the sign he is in. For the moon, every month is divided into 2 fortnights. Similarly, according to solar calculations, a month is equal to the time the sun spends in one constellation. 2 months constitute one season, and there are 12 months in a year. The entire area of the sky is divided into 2 halves, each representing an ayana. The course traversed by the sun within a period of 6 months. The sun travels sometimes slowly, sometimes swiftly, and sometimes at a moderate speed. In this way, it travels within the 3 worlds, consisting of the heavenly planets, the earthly planets, and outer space. These orbits are referred to by great learned scholars by the names Samvatsara, Parivatsara, Idavatsara,
Idavatar.
Ida, Idavatsara, Anuvatsara, and Vatsara. The moon is situated 100,000 yojanas above the rays of the sunshine. Day and night on the heavenly planet and Pitraloka are calculated according to its warning and waxing. Above the moon by a distance of 200,000 yojanas are some stars, and above these stars is Shukra Graha, Venus or Venus, whose influence is always auspicious for the inhabitants of the entire universe. Above Shukra Graha by 200,000 yojanas is Buddha Graha, or Mercury, whose influence is sometimes auspicious and sometimes inauspicious. Next, above Buddha Graha by 200,000 yojanas is Angaraka, Angaraka or Mars, which almost almost always has an unfavorable influence. Above Angaraka by another 200,000 yojanas in the planet is the planet called Brihaspati Graha or Jupiter, which is always very favorable for qualified Brahmanas. Above Brihaspati Graha is the planet Sun Shanichara, Saturn, which is very inauspicious, and above Saturn is a group of 7 stars occupied by great saintly persons who are always thinking of the welfare of the entire universe. These 7 stars circumambulate Dhruvaloka, which is the residence of Lord Vishnu within this universe. Hare Krishna. So the introduction is over. We'll go to text number 1, Prabhuji. Just.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So verse number 5.22.1. Rajovaja Yadetat Bhagavata Adityasya Merum Dhruvam cha Pradachinena Parikramato Shari Rashi Namabhimukham Prajalidam cha Pradachinam Bhagavado Varnidamamushya Vayam Kathamanu Anumimi Mahiti Yadedat Bhagavata Adityasya Merum Dhruvam cha Pradachinena Parikramado Rashi Namabhimukham Prajalidam cha Pradachinam Bhagavato Varnida Mamushya Vayam Kathamanumimiha ini Kathamanumimimahidi. Krishna. Translation purport by translation only. Translation by His Divine Grace Abhayacharana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. King Parishit inquired from Sukadev Goswami, "My dear Lord, you have already affirmed the truth that the supremely powerful sun god travels around Dhruvaloka, which both Dhruvaloka and Mount Meru on his right. Yet at the same time, the sun god faces the signs of the zodiac and keeps Sumeru and Dhruvaloka on his left. How can we reasonably accept that the sun god proceeds with the Sumeru and Dhruvaloka on both his left and right simultaneously?" Hare Krishna.
We can go to the next verse, Prabhu.
Yeah, next verse also. Verse number 5.22.2. It is also translation only. Somebody else want to read or continue? Verse number 2. Okay, I will read. Verse number 2. Sahovacha Yatha कुलालचक्रेण भ्रमदासः भ्रमतां तदाश्रयाणां पिपीलिकादीनां यदिरन्यैव प्रदेशान्तरेष्वप्युपलभ्यमानत्वा देवं नक्षत्रेण कालचक्रेण ध्रुवं मेरुं च प्रदक्षिणेन परिधावदासः धावमानानां तदाश्रयाणां सूर्यादीनां ग्रहाणां गिरिरन्यैव नक्षत्रान्तरे राश्यन्तरे चोपलभ्यमानत्वात् स होवाच यथा कुलालचक्रेण भ्रमदासः भ्रमतां तदाश्रयाणां पिपीलिकादीनां यदिरन्यैव प्रदेशान्तरेष्वप्युपलभ्यमानत्वादेवं नक्षत्रराशिभिः रूपलक्षितेन कालचक्रेण ध्रुवं मेरुं च प्रदक्षिणेन परिधावदा सह परिधावमानानां तदाश्रयाणां सूर्यादीनां ग्रहाणां गिरिरन्यैव नक्षत्रान्तरे राश्यन्तरे चोपलभ्यमानत्वात्. Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace Abhayacharanavinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Sri Sukadev clearly answered, when a potter's wheel is moving and small ants located on that big wheel are moving with it, one can see that their motion is different from that of the wheel because they appear sometimes on one part of the wheel and sometimes on another. Similarly, the signs and constellations with Sumeru and Dhruvaloka on their right move with the wheel of time and like sun and other planets move with them. The sun and planets, however, are seen in different signs and constellations. Yes, Prabhuji?
They're disconnected. Okay.
Are seen in different signs and constellations at different times. This indicates that their motion is different from that of the zodiac and the wheel of time itself. Translation once more. Sri Sukdev Goswami clearly answered, when a potter's wheel is moving and small ants located on that big wheel are moving with it, one can see that their motion is different from that of the wheel because they appear sometimes on one part of the wheel and sometimes on another. Similarly, the signs and constellations with Sumeru and Dhruvaloka on their right move with the wheel of time and like sun and other planets move with them. The sun and planets, however, are seen in different signs and constellations at different times. This indicates that their motion is different from that of the zodiac and the wheel of time itself. Hare Krishna. What about Guruji? Three next one also translation only, Guruji.
If you want, I can read, Prabhu.
Okay, Guruji. That's number 3.
So anybody want to recite this?
Vimala Mataji or anybody want to read?
Or if you want, I can recite also because you have been reading for a long time.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Anyone wants to recite this verse? because I think another 3-4 verses only translation. Okay, so
Good
Prabhu, I
Prabhu.
will. Yeah, I will. Prabhu, Sadanasham, Prabhu, you want to say?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, please.
Sayesha
Okay,
Bhagavan Adipurusha Eva Sakshan Narayano Loganam Swastya Atmanam Parimayam Karma Vishuddhi Nimittam Sayesha Bhagavan Adipurusha Eva Sakshan Narayano Loganam Swastya Atmanam Parimayam Karma Vishuddhi Nimittam कविभिर अपि च वेदेन विज्ञानस्य मानो द्वादशाध भाज्य सास्तु वसन्धादिषु ऋतुषु यातोपजोषां ऋतु गुणान् हिताधि कविभिर अपि च वेदेन विज्ञानस्य मनो द्वादशाध विविज्य साष्टु वसन्धाभिषु यथोपजोषां ऋतु गुणान् विधादतिः. Translation. Translation Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The original cause of the cosmic manifestation is the Supreme Personal Godhead, Narayana. When great saintly persons fully aware of the Vedic knowledge offered prayers to the Supreme Person, he descended to this material world in the form of the sun to benefit all the planets and purify fruitive activities. He divided himself into 12 parts and created seasonal forms beginning with spring. In this way, he created the seasonal qualities such as heat, cold, and so on. Translation, once more. The original cause of the cosmic manifestation is the Supreme Personal Godhead, Narayana. When great saintly person fully aware of the Vedic knowledge offered prayers to the Supreme Person, it descended to this material world in the form of the sun to benefit all the planets and purify fruitive activities. He divided himself into the 12 parts and created seasonal forms beginning with spring. In this way, he created the seasonal qualities such as heat, cold, and so on. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, yeah, what is that? Okay.
Somebody want to read?
Anybody want to read, or I will recite one? Tam etam iha purushastayo vidyaya varnashrama chanupatha uchavachit karmabhir apanayatir yoga vitanescha sadhaya yajando anasya shreyaha samadhi gacchandi sametam iha purushastaya vidyaya varnashramacharananupata uchyavachai karmabhir amanadhe yoga vidanescha sadhaya yajando anshayashraya samadhi gacchandi. Translation. According to the system of four varnas and four ashramas, people generally worship the Supreme Personal Godhead, Narayana, who is situated as a sun god. With great faith, they worship the Supreme Personal Godhead as Super Soul according to the ritual ceremonies handed down in the three Vedas, such as Agnihotra and similar higher and lower fruitive acts, and according to the process of mystic yoga. In this way, they very easily attain the ultimate goal of life. So according to the system of four varnas and four ashramas, people generally worship the Supreme Personal Godhead, Narayana, who is situated as the sun god. With a great faith, they worship the Supreme Personal Godhead as Super Soul, according to the ritual ceremonies handed down in the three Vedas, such as Agnihotra and similar higher and lower fruitive acts, and according to the process of mystic yoga. In this way, they very easily attain the ultimate goal of life. Thank you, Guru. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guruji. Verse number 5. But also translation only. Somebody want? Okay. Verse number 5.
I can recite, Prabhu.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, verse number 5. Ata sa esha atmalokanam dvai aprityor antarena nabo valayasya kalachakro Dvadasamasan bhunkte rasi samyam samvatsara vayavan masa pakshadvayam divi naktam cheti sapatraksha dvayam padishyanti yavata sastam amsam bunjita savai rutur iti upadishyate samvatsara vayavaha अतास एष आत्मलोकानां द्वै अपृत्यो अन्तरेण नाभो वालयस्य कालचक्रो गतो द्वादशमासान् भुङ्क्ते राशि संयम् संवत्सर वायवान् मासा पक्षद्वयम् दिवि नाक्तं चेति सपदश द्वयम् उपदिशन्ति यावता शास्त्रम् अंशं भुञ्जिता सावै ऋतुर् इति उपदिश्यते संवत्सरा वायवः. So translation by Journalist A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The sun god, who is Narayana or Vishnu, the soul of all the worlds, is situated in outer space between the upper and lower portions of the universe. Passing through 12 months on the wheel of time, the sun comes in touch with 12 different signs of zodiac and assumes 12 different names according to those signs. The aggregate of those 12 months is called as Samvatsara, or an entire year. According to lunar calculation, 2 fortnights, one of the waxing moon and the other on the waning, form 1 month. The same period is 1 day and night for the planet in Pitruloka. According to stellar calculations, a month equals 2 and 1/4 constellations. When the sun travels for 2 months, a season passes, and therefore the seasonal changes are considered parts of the body of the year. Hare Krishna. You want to repeat the translation? The sun god, who is Narayana or Vishnu, the soul of all the worlds, is situated in outer space between the upper and lower portions of the universe. Passing through 12 months on the wheel of time, the sun comes in touch with 12 different signs of the zodiac, assuming 12 different names according to those signs. The aggregate of those 12 months is called as Samvatsara, or an entire year. According to lunar calculation, 2 fortnights, one of the waxing moon and other on the waning, form 1 month. That same period is 1 day and night for the planet Pitruloka. According to the stellar calculations, a month equals 2 and 1/4 constellations. When the sun travels for 2 months, a season passes, and therefore the seasonal changes are considered parts of the body of the year. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Verse number 6. That also will read, Guruji. It's very small.
You can go up to 7.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Bhagaji.
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes.
अथ च यावद्धेन नभो विद्यां प्रचरति तं कालमयनमाचक्षते अथ च यावद्धेन नभो विद्यां प्रचरति तं कालमयनमाचक्षते. Translation. Thus the time the sun takes to rotate through half of outer space is called an ayana, or its period of movement in the north or in the south. Translation once again. Thus, the time the sun takes to rotate through half of outer space is called an ayana, or its period of movement in the north or in the south.
Next also no that.
Hare Krishna. अथ च यावन् भूमण्डलं सह द्व्यावपृथिव्योर्मण्डलाभ्यां कार्ष्णेन सह भुञ्जीत तं कालं संवत्सरं परिवत्सरं मीडवत्सरम् अनुवत्सरं वत्सरमिति भानोर्मध्य शैष्य समगतिभिः सममनन्ति अथ च यावन् भूमण्डलं सह द्व्यवपृथिर्वोर्मण्डलाभ्यां कार्ष्णेन सह भुञ्जीत तं कालं संवत्सरं परिसंवत्सरमीडसंवत्सरम् अनुवत्सरं वत्सरमिति भानोर्मध्यशैस्य समगतिभिः सममनन्ति. Scroll down, Prabhuji.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, Prabhuji. Translation. The sun god has 3 speeds: slow, fast, and moderate. The time he takes to travel entirely around the spheres of heaven, earth, and space at these 3 speeds is referred to by learned scholars by the 5 names Samvatsara, Parivatsara, Davatsara, Anuvatsara, and Vatsara. Translation once again. The sun god has 3 speeds: slow, fast, and moderate. The time he takes to travel entirely around the spheres of heaven, earth, and space at these 3 speeds is referred to by learned scholars by the 5 names Samvatsara, Parivatsara, Idavatsara, Anuvatsara, and Vatsara. Purport. According to scholar, astronomical calculations each year extend 6 days beyond the calendar year. And according to lunar calculations, each year is 6 days shorter. Therefore, because of the movements of the sun and the moon, there is a difference of 12 days between the solar and lunar years. As the Samvatsara, Parivatsara, Idavatsara, Anuvatsara, and Vatsara pass by 2 extra months as added within each 5 years. This makes a 6th Samvatsara, but because that Samvatsara is extra, the solar system is calculated according to the above 5 names. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Nagaji.
Hare Krishna. So
we'll go to.
Definitely, I'm not qualified. Very
first
technical.
we'll go, Prabhuji. We'll go to first word.
Yeah. So it is very technical. Definitely, we need some very knowledgeable and specialized person like Pavaneshwar Prabhu or who have done research in all these things. For us, it's I don't think it's very easy to understand unless we spend more time. Just by reading 1 time, 2 time, we cannot understand all these things, technical things. So anyhow, we'll discuss whatever possible from our side.
PPT, no, I will stop sharing, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I will stop sharing.
Prabhu, you can stop sharing. You can stop sharing. So actually, last same PPT only, we have this. What is shown so last time. Share. This is for actually moon god, but moon god we did not start now so far.
No.
Moon god maybe we will see next week. We will see. Okay, this is for moon. Moon will not come now. Moon will come from text number 7. So 7. No,
sun god.
So 8, 9, 10 is actually movement and glories of moon. So still we are in sun only. So we will actually see whatever we have this presentation from. So we already discussed these points, right? Yesterday we discussed, we know the position of the sun also. And we also discussed that yesterday that the sun is actually having only one wheel and it is on the Mount Manasatara mountain, it is resting on that, and it is taking the reference of Mount Sumeru. You can see the sun is there. On the sun, you can see right hand side is this Mount Sumeru described in the here. Uh, the verse here, if you see 5.21.8, that is previous chapter. Sukadeva Goswami is mentioning that the sun travels in a clockwise. If you see 5.21.8, clockwise direction. But also, when you see the zodiac belt, the 12 rasis are there. So, what are the 12 rasis? We know that. No, we are always reading. We are seeing that how is our day today, like that. So, that is actually called the zodiac belt. So, that is basically like how it is formed. That the 12 zodiac signs are like they get their names based on the form manifested by a group of stars representing that sign. So this is the 12 zodiac signs starting from, we have this Karka, Cancer, Mithuna, Gemini, Vrishabha, Taurus, and Mesha means Aries in English, Pisces, Meena, Kumbha, Makara, Dhanu, Vrishika, Tula, Kanya, and Simha. So there are 12 rasis. How they are formed? These 12 zodiac signs, they get their names based on the form manifested by a group of stars. That form is manifested by a group of stars representing that sign. Hmm. So, if, for example, if a group of stars are arranged in the form, the shape of a lion, then that sign is called as Yosima. This is all in the space in clockwise and also anti-clockwise. So now Parishit Maharaj is asking, when Sukadeva Goswami is telling like that in 5.21.8, Parishit Maharaj is beginning this first verse by asking a question, Raja Uvacha. So Parishit question is about how same time there will be clockwise and anti-clockwise movement. So here we can see Uttarayana Dakshin. We know that the sun moves how upward, downward like that. And here we can see that horses we already discussed it. There is 7 horses and there are 180 tracks okay, on a single wheel of sun's chariot. We saw that. And if you see here, Parishit Maharaj is asking the question, how it is possible you have affirmed that the sun travels around both Dhruva and Mount Sirius, keeping them on the right. So, according to this axis, if you see this image, if you see the right, somebody sitting on this wheel, you can see from the right side is actually the Dhruva is also there on the top and Mount Sumeru is there, keeping them on the side. But at the same time, facing the signs of the zodiac, the 12 rasis we said, no? If you see the facing in that perspective, you see it is said that it keeps Sumeru and Dhruva on its left. How we can accept this left and right? Because only one side is possible. Like that, he is asking question. That is a question in the beginning of this one, 22 chapter. Parishit Maharaj is asking Raja Uvacha. For this question, 5.22.2, Sukadeva Goswami answers by giving an analogy of a potter's wheel. So, like Srila Prabhupada is giving the analogy. Here we can see the potter's wheel. Here also there potter's wheel. Okay, here you can see these 12 bells are there, like a potter's wheel. You see all these 12 rasis are there. Okay, now the exam analogy is like just as the motion of ants on a potter wheel. So if you see the potter wheel, we know it is like this similar, potter wheel. And if you see the motion of ants, see now both are moving. So it is called as relative motion. When both are moving, it is very difficult to actually understand through our intellect. Just as the motion of ants on a potter's wheel, which are moving in the opposite direction to the rotation of the wheel. Okay, so sometimes the potter wheel is moving in one direction. If you see sometimes the ants are crawling, they are moving in the opposite direction. It is different from the wheel. See, that's why here ant is also moving. The potter wheel is also moving. Like that, that's why there is a confusion. Now we are saying that sun is stationary in our scientific view and the earth is moving around the sun, all the planets. But actually, according to our scripture, the sun is also moving. So when everything is moving, we do not know actually what is moving. Example, if you see gross analogy, if you are sometimes we are sitting in the bus, we might have experienced this, right? When sometimes we are sitting in a bus, suddenly next bus, if you see, that bus will move. We have experienced many times, in younger days, or car also. Suddenly when we are sitting, we think that our vehicle is moving. Suddenly we feel. Hey, Prabhu Shikmar, Prabhu, like that we feel, right? Suddenly we feel. Sometimes, we
Yes,
sometimes apply
yes,
brake also. But actually our vehicle is
yes,
stationary
both
only.
are.
But the next vehicle will move, but we are sitting inside and seeing our vehicle is moving. We have experienced many times. At least I
Moving.
have
Yes,
experienced. Sometimes, I press the brake also
yes,
and
yes.
vehicle is moving without our control. Then after 2 minutes, we realize that our vehicle is stationary. That car which is nearby park, that is moving. So sometimes
Like
this
in
happens in
the
buses. Yeah.
like in the railway station also, Broji.
Yeah, yeah.
You feel that the other one is moving, but
Yeah. But actually, sometimes maybe ours will be moving, others will be
yes,
stationary. Sometimes
stationary.
the other one will be moving, ours will be stationary, but we feel the relative motion. We
Motion.
feel that ours is moving, or sometimes we are not. So like that, see here, ant is also moving. The ant means is zodiac belt. And the sun also is moving. All these things are moving. Everything is moving. Nothing is stationary. So is different from that wheel. So the planets and the sun also move separately from the zodiac. Okay,
Why Broji
so
just mentioned the ant?
to example, Prabhu, to understand.
Ah, yes,
So
yes.
see, Potter
That's what.
wheel, if it is moving, you can see the ant will move in the opposite direction. It will not move
Ah,
along. It is want to go in this opposite. It will not go because the wheel is moving this side. This ant
yes.
will try to cross this side. So
Right.
because
Right.
this question is asked, Prabhu, 20 for the first verse, Parishit Maharaj is asking. Normally, you are saying that when the sun is moving, according to our understanding picture, we see that on the mount. Here we saw that
Yes, I did this.
if you see the sun is moving, you can see if you see this wheel, if you are sitting in this wheel, imagine if you are sitting in the wheel, then if you
Mm.
see right side is the Dhruloka and the Mount Sumera, right? At the same time, here it is saying clockwise is like this. Anti-clockwise means going the back side, anti-clockwise.
Right.
It is
Yes.
also said that uh, Sumeru and Dhruloka is on the left. How it is possible? Left means how it is possible means the whole position is turned now,
Turn.
right and left. So for
Yes.
that, Parishit Maharaj, same like us, he's also getting confusion. How it is possible? Both. Either you say he's on the clockwise right side or the anti-clockwise, left side. How you are saying
Yes.
it is both? Like that question is asked. For that, Sukadeva Goswami is actually giving the reply. Somebody has better examples. They can also please explain that. But Sukadeva Goswami is using the example of a potter wheel to clarify Parikshit Maharaj doubt. So he's telling everything is moving. Not only the sun is moving. There's a zodiac belt in the space. The zodiac belt, already we see what is the zodiac belt. Kala Chakra. In the Kala Chakra, there are 12 rasis. And in the introduction, we saw that according to the sun is moving and the moon is moving, there is auspicious and inauspicious times are created, right? Probably we read in the beginning, right? In the
Yes.
introduction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Correct.
and now if you see, even the Israel-Palestine war, it was predicted 1-2 months before the war itself. There is one famous small boy only. Actually, he's very young, 10 years or 12 years. He's having a
Mhm.
channel. There are millions of subscribers to him. Yeah. So he's very expert in this Vedic astronomy. So before the war started, he said there are inauspicious alignments in the space, Mars, especially Mars. So he told there is a big catastrophe going to happen, especially in the Middle East area. Okay, so
Yes.
he said this area, he pointed 1 month before the war, October 7th, the war started. Before that, 15 days before, he given a YouTube video showing the movement of the sun and moon and the constellations. He said this kind of movement rarely happens, this kind of formation. This formation before it happened, like I think during this Twin Tower blast. And he is saying this is happening coming again, same kind of formation. So he said that in this area, Africa, Middle East, this area, there will be kind of war. He exactly pointed, he did not tell the country name, he's pointed out the region where the Israel, Palestine, everything is there. So after that, you can see after 15 days, this war has started. So then he became very famous also, and he started giving more predictions about that. So that is what we are understanding from this. If you see, Prabhupada is writing, like in the beginning of this movement of the sun and moon, they will create auspicious and inauspicious times. That is there. According to the movements of the moon and other planets, all the inhabitants of the universe are prone to auspicious and inauspicious situation. This is referred as to an influence of stars. Okay. So everything is moving, and when they are moving, they form auspicious and inauspicious situations. This
Yes.
happens for a country also. This happens for a person also. Like we have our own, Saturn Mahadasa, we have Rahu Dasa, we have different dasas like Jupiter Dasa. Some dasas we learn many things. In some dasa, Saturn Prabhupada race is very inauspicious because all our bad karma results will come during Saturn period. That time we get health issues, we get so many, sometimes financial loss, like that. So Prabhupada, if you go in the introduction, he is writing so many things about all these different planets. He is telling that how this Sukra Graha, Venus, somebody is very much enjoying their life. They are saying you are undergoing Shukra Dasa, right? We are telling, oh, you are in Shukra Dasa. Because it is
Correct.
very auspicious and the persons enjoy so much affluence during that Shukra Dasa. And also Buddha Graha. Buddha Graha, Mercury, which is sometimes auspicious. During Buddha Graha, we learn so many things. Even spiritual knowledge also we get more during Buddha Graha. And sometimes also it is inauspicious. And above that is Mars. Mars mostly right into a war, accident, and very kind of more unfavorable influence. This was happened in October in the space. It has happened. This kind of constellation has come. That is Mars. And above Mars is actually 200,000 yojanas is Brihaspati, Jupiter. Jupiter is very favorable, Guru. So they say that people are very much inclined during Guru period. They are very much inclined even acquiring knowledge, good time, and spiritual learning, material learning, all these things. Above is Brihaspati Graha, is Sunny, Saturn. That I said very inauspicious. So we also go to sometimes to astrologer. So Prabhupada said astrology is an exact science, but today's time maybe many people are cheating because they don't have this correct knowledge. Prabhupada Guru is Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was very expert in this. By seeing a person's face or by seeing his hand, he will tell everything about that person. Even he will tell whether he can come join Brahmachari Ashrama or not. Okay. So he was so expert. He has written a book, mentioned a commentary on Surya Siddhanta. And he has given, so he was very perfect. But he understood that everything is under the control of Krishna. So he just discarded that knowledge. He said, this knowledge is no use to me. More important is permanent solution. I have to means cultivate my pure bhakti. And then he discarded whatever he learned. He did not show it. But he was expert in astronomical science. He was so expert. So that we can understand. But today's world, many people are cheating in the name of astrology. Almost 90%, they don't have proper knowledge. But this is an science. And Prabhupada also did not encourage much to know about astrological, except during marriage match, during that time you can see. And also it is said that when a child is born, that time you can see one time, as horoscope, like what will be the inclination for the child, what kind of life he will take. Accordingly, we can guide the child. If the child, the horoscope is very good in music, then we can put some special music class to enhance their ability and what kind of career and all this. So one time when the child take birth, normally they see, like Prabhupada chart also they saw, and they said this person is going to be successful in this field. And this person is going to be successful in this field.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Roji,
Hare Krishna. കേൾക്കുന്നില്ലല്ലോ.
unmuted ആണ് പക്ഷേ he's out. Sound not yet connected.
Disconnected.
Yes, Guruji, I think net issue is there. Net problem is there.
Yeah, net issues, Prabhu. I think now you are able to hear.
Yeah, before
Yeah.
not hearing also. Now still sound is okay. Now I think the sound emblem came now only.
Now it's okay, Prabhu. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because some net issues are here, Prabhu. That's the reason.
Yes.
So
Busy.
very nicely, Prabhupada is explaining about all this planetary influence. Main thing is more than understanding technically, we should know that when the sun is moving like this, there are auspicious and inauspicious times are created. That's why some countries are facing problem during some certain times, right? They are going into war and so many deaths are happening. And some countries are flourishing at certain times. This is equal, is called collective karma. An individual karma influence. A person's life also influence according to the movement of sun and moon, according to what, like we know no, what kind of dasa is happening for us, accordingly what kind of events will happen in our life. Now all those things we are learning. So for this potter's wheel example is given, everything is moving and move. So that's why there is no contradiction that there are two separate movements. The movement of the time wheel is one, and the individual movement of the planets. As I said, the two trains are moving. We are confused which is moving. So like that, here you can see the time wheel is moving one side, and also the individual planets are also moving. So that's why it appears like the clockwise and anti-clockwise directions are there like that. Sukadeva Goswami is giving the examples of potter wheel, where the wheel is moving in one direction, the ants are moving in another direction. So this is one thing. And basically, out of this movement, it's a third verse. The Lord as a sun god arranges seasons. Okay. So here you can see the Lord Narayana, the original cause of the cosmic manifestation, responding to the prayers of the sages, divided himself into 12 parts and created 6 seasons. So we normally know in our English, Western way, they say spring, autumn, and summer and winter like that. So like, but in the Vedic, it is actually 6 seasons with qualities like heat and cold for the enjoyment of living entities according to their karma. Some countries are very good to live; they have good climate, but some countries are very hot or extremely cold. It's all because based on the individual and collective karma. So the Lord himself, as famous as time, divided himself into 12 forms and 6 seasons for purifying the activities of the people. This means by manifesting himself as time wheel, Kala Chakra. We already saw that image. The Lord regulates and purifies our activities. Then verse number 4. So worshipping the Lord in Varnashrama by following Varnashrama Dharma, Chaturvarna Maya system. Varnashrama Dharma and worshipping the Lord as a sun with faith by yoga and by regulated activities, people can easily attain the highest goal. So Krishna says in 18th chapter also, whatever Varna you are situated, you can still, by following your assigned responsibilities, you can attain me like that. So that is fourth one. And the fifth one is the month according to the sun. Okay, the sun is actually called as the soul of the all the worlds. Passes through the 12, you can see this one, the 12 signs, right? The sun, the soul of all worlds, passes through the 12 signs of the zodiac, and based on that, it takes 12 calculation, and the time for the sun to cover 2.25 constellations in a day and night for the Pitriloka. So Pitriloka, the time frame is different. So in the upper planetary system, the time moves in a different speed. In the middle planetary system, we know how the time sun is moving, and the lower planetary system, the sun is moving at a different speed. So we know that on the higher planetary system, the sun is moving slower, right? That's why they say there 6 months is here, actually 12 hours,
Yes.
right? And
Yes,
there
yes.
1 year is here, 1 day. So from the upper planetary system, the sun moves slower. In the middle, it is moving in our normal pace. And at the lower planetary system, it will move at a faster rate. So, and 12 means 2 months constitute a season. That means 12 months, there is 6 seasonal changes. And the sixth verse is actually the time actually moves into over the half of the zodiac belt is called as one ayana. One ayana means, see, there are 12, right? See, the one ayana means divide this half, the center. Okay, this over the half of the
Okay.
zodiac belt, the time to move the sun from this, you can see from Dhanu to Karka, that is actually called as one ayana. And then from Mithuna to Makara is actually another ayana. So one half of the zodiac belt is called as one ayana. So that is one thing. And the last verse we read today is the seventh verse. Is the time taken for the sun to pass completely through the antariksha, the earthly plane and the heavenly planets with slow, quick, and medium. Okay. So slow is on the topmost planet. We just now saw that. And medium is our earthly planet, and quick is at the bottommost planet. And three different, uh, 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 we can see. So, and according to the movement of the sun in the three different speeds, It is actually called with 5 names, called as the Samvatsara, Parivatsara, Idavatsara, Anuvatsara, and Vatsara.
Five also. Five
So
spirits.
this is how we are seeing the. We have that also, no? So we have that. These names are somewhere written. Yesterday also we saw that. Yeah. Uttarayana, Dakshinayana, we know that. Slant upward is Uttarayana, slant downward is Dakshinayana. So that is 6 months, 6 months. And sun moving the speed. And principal rays of the sun also, their names are there. 7 principal rays. And supplying heat severely to moon. And here we understood also one important point that we Rishi planets are also moving. So everything almost is moving. So they are moving around. The center is Dhruva. The Saptarishi planet stars are the circles also we saw through 7 horses. And then you can see here, see Dhruva, see all the stars are also moving around the
Sun moves. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
No sound was there in between. Nothing audible. Not audible, Prabhuji.
Now, Prabhu, you are able to hear?
Yes, Prabhu.
Now, before nothing was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Prabhuji.
So, almost Prabhu, this it was the wheel. Example is given the potter's wheel. So here you can see 5.22.7. The sun god has 3 speeds. Slow, fast, and moderate. This is defined by later cell callers by 5 names. This is there already. And you can see a proper right on the purport that there is solar astronomical calculation and lunar. And it becomes like there are each year extends 6 days. So accordingly, we have this different. Sometimes we have every 3 years we have this Purushottam month, the extra month. So that is for according to our Vedic calculation. So there is a difference of 12 days between the solar and lunar years. As Samvatsara, Parivatsara, Lovatsara, Anuvatsara, and Vatsara pass by 2 extra months are added within each 5 years. So that eventually comes, the extra month we celebrate a very auspicious month, Purushottam month. Okay, so like this we are going, Prabhu. Now next will be 7. We will go actually to maybe next tomorrow. You can say this 8th verse. This is a small chapter only, so you can see total there are 17 verses only. 17 verses. So from 7, 8 to 10, yeah, 8 to 10 is actually describing about the movements and the glories of the moon. So maybe you can read tomorrow. Maybe next Saturday we can see whatever presentation we have for the moon. We can see that the next week.
Okay.
Is it okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Sure. Okay.
Hare.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So anyone want to add any comments on this, whatever we discussed? As I said, it's very, very technical.
Yes, please. Somebody? Anybody? Hare Krishna. Modi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Nothing, Prabhu. Very technical.
Right, Prabhuji. Yes.
Because of the inauspicious formation of arrangement of.
Anyway, so Darshan Prabhuji is not there. Otherwise, Prabhuji should have more information. Okay. Okay. Prabhuji. Net also Prabhuji's problem. Hare Krishna.
So any questions or comments, Prabhu? Sir,
I think, Prabhuji, no, nothing is there.
Nothing, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Technical and more complicated.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thank you, Prabhuji, Shoda Prabhuji, for
thank you, Prabhu.
PPT and everything showing. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
So, we are lucky we got Prabhuji.
So next week we will see, Prabhu, about moon we will see.
Moon,
Saturday.
Yes. So we got Prabhuji Thursday and today also. So we are lucky. Thank you, Prabhuji. So we will chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
And actually, Prabhu, I just want to, sorry to interrupt there, I want to add one point. Sarojita Mataji clarified that about that elephants. She sent some references also.
Okay.
So there are 8 elephants at the bottom of this, this Bhumandala to hold. Correct, Sarojita Mataji? Yeah, 8. And they have names also. Yeah, 8.
8 down and 4 on Mount Sumeru, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sarojita
Mataji sent a
saying
Pavaneshwar lecture yesterday. Yeah.
Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you. So just to add some information, so everybody can be clear. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Prabhuji, thank you very much. So thank you all devotees for joining. So we will chant the 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra over Prabhuji as well as all the devotees who are present today. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama.
Rama.